How to make your Linux desktop look modern and professional. This is mind-blowing ArchLinux HyprLand setup that you must try. In this video, I'm going to show you customizing your Linux desktop to achieve a modern look. I have been using this outstanding HyprLand configuration for quite some time and it's truly impressive. Thanks to the GitHub developer who made this video possible, which allow for the automated installation of the HyprLand setup within a matter of minutes. For those who may not be familiar, HyprLand is a Wayland compositor based on WL roots, offering smooth animations, dynamic tiling, and straightforward configuration. Now let's start with the process of customizing your ArchLinux desktop with HyprLand. Now for this demonstration, I will be using my HP Pavilion gaming laptop running the Windows 11 operating system, and I will be installing ArchLinux with HyprLand on a spare SSD. The only requirement for this video is a USB pen drive to create a bootable USB with ArchLinux. Then open your browser and download the ArchLinux ISO. Once it's downloaded, proceed to download Rufus. Connect your pen drive to your computer and open Rufus. Select your drive. Import ArchLinux ISO. Leave all the options at their default settings. Then click on Start to create a bootable USB with ArchLinux. Now proceed to restart your computer. During the reboot, you will need to access the BIOS settings. Use the keyboard shortcut relevant to your motherboard. Now, typically, it could be F2, F9, or Escape key. The first step in the BIOS is to enable USB boot and set the USB drive as the primary boot device. Additionally, disable Secure Boot, which is very important. Otherwise, ArchLinux may not boot. If you have any options related to Microsoft's third-party UEFI, go ahead and enable them. It's also recommended to clear any keys or certificates after disabling Secure Boot to avoid installation issues. Save the changes and your system will boot into ArchLinux from the pen drive. In case it fails to boot, use the boot menu to load the ArchLinux installation media. The first thing to do is to check for a stable internet connection. If your computer is connected via Ethernet, use the ping command to verify the connection. If your computer has built-in Wi-Fi support, use IWCTL to connect to the internet. Simply type IWCTL to enter the shell mode. Then type device list to see a list of network interfaces. Look for WLAN 0 and enter station WLAN 0 get-networks to see the available Wi-Fi networks. Next, run station WLAN 0 connect and enter your Wi-Fi network. Then input the Wi-Fi password. Now after entering the password, wait for 5 seconds and press enter to connect to the internet. You might not see any output, but if there are no errors, you can exit the IWCTL mode. That's it, you have successfully connected to the internet. Confirm your connection by running the ping command. You can interrupt the ping by pressing Ctrl+C. Now as you can see, I have connected to my computer via SSH. Type lsblk to see the list of drives connected to your computer. In my case, SDA is the drive where I want to install ArchLinux with HyprLand. I'm going to format this drive using gdisk. Once it's formatted, run the command to install ArchLinux keyring package and Arch installer script. Now execute arch install to trigger the installer script. Now navigate through the options using the arrow keys, choose your system language, and you can leave the first three options at their default values. Next, select the disk configuration, opt for the first option, and select the correct drive where you want to install ArchLinux by pressing the spacebar or tab key. You will see an asterisk indicating the drive selection. Press enter and choose BTRFS as the file system for the installation. If you wish to secure your installation with encryption, you can set an encryption password. Next, choose the bootloader. You can opt for systemd or grub bootloader. I will choose grub. Then keep the swap value set as true and set the hostname to ArchLinux. Now after that, set the root password. Then create a new user account. You can then add the new user to the sudo words list for elevated privileges. Choose confirm and exit. Now select the profile option and then choose minimal with no desktop included. Then select the audio option and choose the audio server. Pipewire is recommended for most systems. You can install additional kernels if needed. I will stick with the default or the latest kernel. In the additional packages section, specify a list of tools to install separated by spaces. Configure the network and choose the network manager. Lastly, select your time zone to ensure the correct time on your system. Now check that all the options are configured and nothing is left blank. Once you have confirmed, select the install option and wait for a few minutes for Arch installation to complete. That's it. With these simple steps, you have successfully installed ArchLinux without a desktop. Now, after the installation is complete, you will be prompted for the post-installation steps. Select No and use the command to shut down the computer. Now, after that, you may see the CLI. Simply log in with your credentials, and you will find yourself inside the ArchLinux. If you're trying this on a laptop, you will either need a Wi-Fi connection or an Ethernet cable for internet access. To connect to Wi-Fi, use the command nmcli device Wi-Fi connect Wi-Fi name password and enter the password enclosed in double quotes and press the return key. You can use the ping command to check if you're receiving packets and interrupt it with Ctrl+C. Now it's time to set up a pre-configured HyprLand environment using an installer script created by PrasanthRangan. Now visit his GitHub page to learn more about the setup. After reading through the page, copy the URL and clone his repository. Then navigate into HyperDots and scripts and find all the script files you need. Now use the default install script for a complete full HyprLand installation with all configurations. Go ahead and type this command to change permissions and execute the script. Keep in mind that the install script will detect NVIDIA and install NVIDIA DKMS drivers for your kernel. NVIDIA DRM will be enabled in grub, so ensure your NVIDIA card supports DKMS drivers for HyprLand. Now, after running the script, you will need to be patient and respond to the prompts requesting your authentication. Now, choose our helper such as Paru. The setup may take some time, but it's essential for transforming your ArchLinux into the best HyprLand experience. That's it. Now we are within the HyprLand environment. Go ahead and log in with your username and password. The first step is to reboot your system to apply the changes. Now mind you that this is the most powerful HyprLand configuration you have ever experienced. The developer offers you the flexibility to modify themes, waybar layout, wallpapers, and more. To switch the desktop mode and apply a new theme, simply click the button on the waybar. For adjusting the waybar layout, pressing another button is necessary to update it. Lastly, to change the wallpaper, use the designated button. To access the app launcher, press Super plus A on your keyboard. If you want to open the terminal, press Super plus T. If you have noticed that working with third-party applications like VS Code or IntelliJ is not as crispy, this might be due to the fractional scaling. To fix this issue, edit the HyprLand configuration and add the specified line to update the monitor configuration. Once it's done, save the changes by pressing Ctrl plus O and Ctrl plus X to exit the editor mode. Now you will now find that VS Code and IntelliJ display text as intended with clarity. That's about it. This is how you make a modern and professional Linux desktop. A huge thanks to all developers who contribute to making Linux more beautiful. Don't forget to explore the GitHub page for further insights into the HyprLand configuration. Thanks for watching. This has been KSKRL. I will see you in the next one.